Hi, Michelle. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Glad you're here. How's the drive
Thanks.
over?
It's fine.
Okay. Glad you're here. Glad you made it.
Thanks.
Yeah. So last time we talked a little bit about your goals being getting your daughter back from foster care. Um, have any of your goals changed, or do you have anything you want to add to that?
That's pretty much it.
Okay. Okay. How's the last week been for
It's been fine. I mean, still don't have my kids, so it's not that great, but
you?
at least I have my son.
Yeah. How's that been with
It's been good. He asks a lot of questions. I mean, he's only 3, but he knows his sister's not with us, so that's hard trying to explain that to him.
your son?
Which I mean, I don't really tell him the whole truth. He doesn't need to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Well, I want to learn a little bit more about your family and about your history in general and your background today. So let's start with Michael. How did you meet Michael?
We just met out. I was in just out with some friends and met at a bar, and he was nice.
Mm-hmm.
We were underage. I mean, we're just barely of drinking age now, so
Yeah.
it was it was funny that we both happened to have snuck into the bar, and
Yeah.
he was nice. He was really attentive. He didn't run away when I told him I already had a kid.
Yeah.
He was cool with that, so that was important. A lot of guys weren't into that.
Mm-hmm.
So we met, we hit it off, we kept in touch. We broke up a few times here and there, but ultimately we made it work, got married, had our son.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Here you are. Yeah. That's really interesting. Do you mind telling me a little bit about the breakups? Like what happened there?
Yeah, like I said, we were probably like 18 when we met.
Mm-hmm.
We were just immature. We didn't know what we wanted. I mean, like I said, he was cool with me having a kid, but I had different expectations, or being with an 18-year-old with a kid's different than being with an 18-year-old without one. He would always want to go out and do stuff, and like I said, I had a kid. I couldn't just drop everything, and like people might think I'm a bad mom because my kid was taken away from me, but I knew I'd take care of her. I couldn't just leave her. I didn't have a babysitter. My mom couldn't always watch her.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd fight about stupid stuff like that, like me not being able to go out with him, or I don't know. I don't know. He would go out without me, and I'd get jealous. It was immature stuff, but
Yeah.
we were able to, like I said, work through it, be mature, and he, I guess, had his fun, came back to me.
It's like that was hard for y'all. Hard for you, especially when, like you said, you were really caring for Christy, and maybe it sounds like you didn't feel super supported by Michael.
Yeah, it seemed like he was choosing his friends over us.
Mm-hmm.
When there were times I felt like he really was invested in me and my daughter, and then other times he wasn't ready for that lifestyle, and just flip the switch, be out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we probably broke up like 2 or 3 times before we got married.
Yeah.
But we were together probably a year consistently before we got married.
Okay. And how did you, when you were angry with him or felt hurt, how did you communicate that to him?
Not nicely. I mean, I'll admit it. We're yellers. We fight. I mean, when we're mad at each other, we fight. We don't hold back. There's a lot of yelling and sometimes some hitting. Nothing like super abusive. No one's ever broken anything or bled. Just I don't know, normal hitting stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. How do you think that has benefited your relationship or been hard for your relationship?
I mean, it lets him know how I feel. I don't know what that's done, if it's a problem. Like, we communicate openly, we say what we feel and act on it. I don't know if that's always the best thing. It got me into this situation when I was mad at my daughter for misbehaving, and I treat her the same way. I guess you can't do that, but like I said, it's my family, my relationships. I can express myself how I want.
Mm.
And like I said, he always knew how I felt, so
Yeah.
I thought I was communicating myself. He'd do the same.
So it sounds like what you're saying is the good thing about the way they'll communicate it is that he knows how you feel with hitting or with yelling. But what's hard about it or difficult about it is that when that's how you communicate to your daughter how you feel, that's kind of how we got here. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I guess so. It's a good way of putting it.
Okay. That helps me understand kind of what your daughter has experienced and what you've experienced too. Makes a lot of sense. What about your family growing up? Tell me about conflict there, or what's your relationship like with your parents?
It's not great at this point. I mean, my mom has actually been pretty helpful. She was helpful when I was 16 years old and had a kid.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. She let us
Mm-hmm.
live with her for a long time until I got married.
Yeah.
But they definitely weren't happy with me when I got pregnant at 16.
Right.
I had a really hard time in school after that, which really made them angry. They wanted me to go to college, and I still don't think my dad's ever really gotten over, the way my life has gone.
Hmm.
We have a harder relationship. I mean,
Yeah.
neither of them have ever hit me or anything, but there was always yelling in my house growing up. That was a really hard time when I got pregnant with my daughter.
Yeah.
It was really not a pleasant pregnancy at all. I was
Yeah.
already an emotional teenager, and then I was pregnant. Lots of yelling, lots of
Yeah.
fighting in my house.
Mm-hmm.
But once she was born, my mom came around and, like I said, really supported us.
Yeah.
At least, I appreciate her giving us a place to stay.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like your mom was really supportive during your pregnancy. But you did say that it was a difficult pregnancy, I think is the word that you used. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily like the baby was fine and I was fine, but it wasn't a happy time. Like, you hear about these women who glow during their pregnancies and really enjoy it, and I hated every second of it. Like, you feel so judged when you're 16 and you're pregnant and you're having to go to school, and everyone's talking about you, and I don't really know who her dad is. He's not in her life. She doesn't really know who he is, so I didn't have that support. I just felt judged the whole time. Like I said, our health was fine, but like emotionally, it was bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So it sounds like maybe you felt really lonely during that time.
Yeah, definitely.
And you said that you don't know who the father was? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, can you tell me some more about Michael's family and his relationships growing up, what you know?
Yeah, we don't really talk to them too much either. I've only met his parents a few times. They live kind of far away. They moved after we got married.
Okay.
But we usually just, we were sneaking around when we were kids. We weren't
Right.
going over to each other's houses and meeting the parents, doing the nice, courtship stuff. But they're nice enough, I guess. They just didn't really love me.
Right.
They didn't love that he wanted to be with some girl who had a kid already. Didn't go to college. Didn't have plans to. They didn't. Like I said, they were nice enough, but I know they wouldn't have picked me for him.
Yeah. So it seems like you feel a little bit rejected by them, or judged, or both.
Yeah, I feel judged by a lot of people. I don't know. I just feel like everyone is always judging me. My parenting, my life choices. I mean, I should just mind their own business.
Yeah.
Just being honest.
Yeah. No, this is a great place to be honest. A great time to be honest. Do you know how Michael and his family dealt with anything where they were upset or angry growing up?
Yeah, he's mentioned his dad, like, hitting him before, but, like, that's just how it was. Like, my dad hit me plenty. You did something wrong, your parents smacked you, put you in your place. His parents did that too. It wasn't child abuse back then. Now you can't look at your kid wrong without CPS getting involved.
Yeah. So it sounds like,
Everyone's ridiculous.
yeah, like from what you're saying, that you think times have changed about how that's handled. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess so. I thought that's just how you parent your kid.
Mm-hmm.
If they're bad, you spank them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's the difference between a spanking and a little shove or a pinch? You know, it's just getting your point across.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, now everyone's just can't do anything
Mm-hmm.
without everyone judging you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So for you, it's the way that you communicate to your daughter when you're upset or angry.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, plenty. Like I said, I'm very open with my emotions. If she's being bad, I'll tell her.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell her too. I'll yell at her. If she keeps doing it, then I have to smack her around a little bit.
Right.